Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the eISL, powered by Coca-Cola, with Hero as our associate sponsor, Nordwind Gaming as our esports partner, PlayStation as our platform partner, and Terra Virtua as our digital collectibles partner. Nazim, we've seen some enthralling matches throughout the course of the day, but we've got one more spicy one set up as Bengaluru take on Hyderabad.
Yeah, the big games just don't stop. Of course, this is the end game of the league stages right now. Let's quickly take you through, as always, our tournament format, which is, of course, it's two 1v1 games and, of course, a one co-op per match, 3 games, and the top 4 teams will make it to the finals. Bengaluru FC hoping to sneak their way in there. They need to win all the remaining games in order to do it. Their destiny technically in their own hands. And of course, a massive prize pool being fought for as well, 78 lakh rupees, with the winners getting 15 lakhs and the MVP getting 4 lakh rupees and a personalized NFT by Terra Virtua.
Yeah, that personalized NFT for me at least, it's very special. I think for any player who's able to get it, it's like a permanent reminder, a special memento. But let's take a look at the people in contention for the same. I'm sure there's been a switch up after a recent matchup, but actually no, there hasn't. It's just Ankit Gupta, Naveen, Sagnik and Saransh in the top 4, and one of those players, ex-Sagnik, is one we're going to have to keep our eyes on, because look, he's only 3 goals away from Ankit Gupta, but he's got 2 matches in hand, so a top contender for that slot. But to ensure he's able to get it, he needs to help his team make it into the top 4 into the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And that journey will begin, right now with Hyderabad FC up against them, DK and Adizima. Let's take a look at the leaderboard just to give you the latest update. Of course, SC East Bengal and Mumbai City FC confirmed. They will be making it into the top 4. In which order, we still don't know. Well, we do know SC East Bengal can fall no lower than second. And Mumbai City FC, so 1 and 2 pretty much confirmed. Chennai and FC need 1 more point from their last game. FC Goa need to win and hope that Bengaluru FC drops some points, and even that might not be enough given their vastly inferior goal difference. So Bengaluru FC, they did drop a few points, but that one draw they picked up the last time out could be very key for them.
Yeah, and at this point, every single point counts as aim for Bengaluru FC. Of course, they're at that 25 mark, so the maximum points they can get is 9. But given the fact that they have to face off against Mumbai City FC, that 9 is very hard to get. So I think this win right here, starting off against Hyderabad, it's absolutely crucial. They need to even try and get it done, maybe even in the individual matches, so they can get some extra momentum going forward into the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 9 points is what they need. But, if results go their way, potentially 6 might just be enough, considering that FC Goa have lost that game. But it is DK going up against Varsi, and then, of course, that big match, which is Adizima up against Sagnik. DK and Adizima, they had a promising enough start to the season, but it hasn't quite panned out the way that they would have liked it to. And we are back in the studio. Varsi back with his Mickey Mouse cosplay look, as we have a look at the head-to-head, which doesn't make for great reading for Hyderabad FC. They still can, of course, manage to claw themselves up to, again, as high as 7th spot. And let's have a look at what happened the last time these two teams met.
Of course, Bengaluru much higher in terms of that goal scoring, because as you can see, this is a team that continuously is able to get big matches. Adizia was able to pick up the win last time around, but Sagnik started off the reverse sweep and then a demolishing affair in that co-op game. And that's a very important point, I think, that we need to talk about. Bengaluru's co-op has looked absolutely amazing ever since, I think, match 3 or 4 of the early league stages. Like the first 2, they looked a bit dicey, but since they were able to get it from very early stage till now, their co-op game has always looked amazing.
Yeah, and good to see everybody in good spirits over there. I think last time out, DK was slightly feeling the effects of being in the bubble for so long, and of course not quite having the success that he would have wanted from the eISL for Hyderabad FC. But just 3 games to go now for Hyderabad FC and for Bengaluru FC, and of course Hyderabad FC will be able to head back out, meet their friends, their families, everybody once they're out of the bubble. And here we go. Are we going to see another upset today? There is no margin for error for Bengaluru FC. They have to go out and get that win today. Let's see if they manage it.
Yeah. Starting us off though. It is going to be Hyderabad FC with the ball, but immediately given away, and that's not something you want to see, but that's okay. The return gift from Varsi will give DK once again the opportunity to continue on his attack. Some nifty skills showed with that Super Mbappe card as he tries to look for a move in. And it's really curious that we actually see Kante, and do I not see a gullet for DK right there? Very interesting.
Yeah, I think he might be going with Jorginho, but a great ball in behind, an early chance over here for Varsi, and not taken. He will get a corner out of that. And well, I think the angle was just slightly prohibitive. Maybe going for the top corner near post might have been a better option. This is a good ball in and won the header, and it's shockingly wide.
So close, so close, Azim. It really does come down to the wire, even in games like this. Well, again, just to highlight what's on the line for Hyderabad FC, not much so. They can't make the top four, but it's all about ending the eISL off on a good note. We saw that from Odisha FC earlier on today, so they'll try to find that exact vein of form. But for Bengaluru FC, a chance to make the top four could be denied by Hyderabad, and we'll have to see if they are able to get the early win to make it happen. Now, a huge long ball set up for Bengaluru FC as they move forward on the attack. Eusebio has Ronaldo in the box, but the ball behind Ronaldo's feet slows down the attack a bit too much.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity there, but Varsi, of course, will keep building. He's got Bellingham there along with N'Golo Kante, not the best ball. There will be some motivation for Hyderabad FC because, again, they've played 17 matches as well. And if they win all their remaining 3 matches and Bengaluru continue to drop points, they could finish the season as high as 6th, which, well, I mean, given how the middle of the season went for them, might not be the worst outcome in the world. They did go on a very good run just through the second half of the season. And unfortunately for them, a little bit of bad luck on the way and couldn't quite get the job done. But if you're looking for a free NFT, you can get your job done. You can get, of course, the VFleck team mascot worth $19.99 absolutely free on terravacho.io/ISL. And you have to say, Varsi knocking at the door right now, not quite able to break it down.
Yeah, Varsi is definitely looking extremely threatening, but so far, no dice. He's not able to actually get into the box and create a clear-cut opportunity just yet that he can translate, so we'll have to see if he's able to find himself in that space to do just that. But oh no, Kante actually just shutting him down, finding a huge opportunity for his team as Jorginho looks to recover and push forward for Hyderabad FC. Now R7 with the ball, he's got an opportunity to go for the long ball from Mbappe, but with the boosted up stats of these Team of the Year cards, it's very hard to get one past that easily.
Yeah, I mean, to some level, I did actually prefer the, the previous icon cards with Maldini and all of that, where it left some margin for error, particularly for the attacking players. But now, of course, the meta, particularly with the Team of the Year cards, has become so defense heavy that it has made it quite a struggle. And I think that is one of the reasons we have seen players like Afnan, like V Sharma struggle just that little bit, particularly since the Team of the Year cards came out, because these guys, they rely on those quick passes, just slipping it past the defender, slipping the through ball in. But now with the Team of the Year cards, sort of almost able to twist their legs in in gravity and physics defying ways. It's not quite as easy as we see Mbappe over there trying to get in, but of course that Ruben Diaz is always there. And Varsi had that early opportunity, hasn't created much since then, and he will be pretty annoyed that he wasn't quite able to take that away, and gives the ball. It's a scrap between Kante and Hullet, and DK getting forward now and might just power his way through with Mbappe over here. Not quite.
To do exactly that, but it really does come down to the brute force nature that we've seen throughout the day today, where players just bring about their natural self as they force their way through, and Messi and DK trying to do exactly that, but the touch was just not able to get on the other side of that defender. It is recovered for Bengaluru FC as Varsi once again looks to not just knock on that door, rather break it down and pile the pressure on DK, secure that first goal and build up the momentum accordingly. But a wayward pass just inside, hands the ball to Van der Sar.
Yeah, and Van der Sar taking a couple of chances over there, but no harm done. DK gets that ball back, and DK, of course, will be hoping to end his season on a high, and this is a good opportunity, but I think the pass played too early over there, needed to wait for that run and maybe tried to lob that just in over the defender. And now Varsi on the counter attack, trying to loft that ball up. Oh, that's brilliantly worked. Now, will he go for the chip? Goes for the side step, and has he overplayed it? I think just about. Yeah, he has. He just overplayed that when he could have done the simple thing. Maybe have gone for the chip, and now DK on the counter.
On the counter with a lot of options available. Messi running down the flank as R9 available in the box, but instead looks to cut it off mid, but just not able to make it happen. Instead, the ball recovered once again as Bengaluru FC go on the counter. He's got that manual run set up down the right wing, but instead could go for R9 down the middle. Chooses Eusebio instead, spreading the ball out towards left, and a pass brought in back to the initial creator, but huge. Was that a sliding tackle from Ruben Diaz to deny that opportunity?
Yeah, it does look like it because it looked for a moment like the keeper had saved it, but no, it was blocked off by the defender. And well, DK living dangerously, living on the edge. Varsi, of course, this is a big pressure match, particularly for him, because we do know Adizima is one of those players who's really good defensively, waltzing through the defense, but again, N'Golo Kante over there. And Varsi is really now, as I said, he's been knocking on the door since the beginning. I think that'll be cut off quite easily. And really will want to get that 1-goal lead before half time.
Exactly, and Varsi trying to do exactly that. Has once again the manual run set up for Mbappe, but just not able to push him on through, and it will mean half time called right then and there. Quite close, both of these players, and it is coming down to one simple thing, which is the fact that for the side of RC, he's able to create those chances but not able to actually get a huge shot in. This was one of the few chances he had where he was able to pressure the keeper, but again, I feel like that little bit of hesitation could have gone for the shot earlier. That's what is costing him, so I'm sure Sagnik will be giving him the same advice. Just trust your instincts, go for the natural play.
Yeah, has to just trust his instincts and play his natural game. We see over here as well, I think he would have wanted that on the left foot rather than it being taken on the right, but well, sometimes that's just how it works. And Adizima, of course, will be pleased with his teammates' progress so far. DK will be looking to just try and get the win. I think he needs a win to boost his morale as well, because it's been a while since he's managed to get a good result. As Ankit Gupta says, and we keep harping on about it, the famous line कि DK के साथ ऐसे ही होता है, क्यों होता है, that nobody knows, but it's just not quite been his tournament, and he has had a couple of decent results, a couple of big wins as well, but general theme of the tournament has been the universe sort of seeming to conspire against him, with keepers saving things, shots hitting the crossbar, shots hitting the post. The woodwork has just generally not been his friend, but this time it's Varsi works the angle, and finally the pressure pays off, and again DK cannot hold on to that clean sheet. It is 1-0 to Bengaluru FC.
It's almost like it's destiny, you know, the line DK के साथ ऐसा ही होता है, because as soon as we talked about it, well, Varsi able to create a beautiful opportunity, make it happen, and भाई DK क्या करे, DK के साथ ऐसा ही होता है. Quite unlucky in his approach, because we say that, of course, because of the fact that we've seen quite a few great performances from him where it's just not resulted in a draw or a win, even for that matter, and every single time it's just like man, feels bad. But I have to, of course, applaud Varsi as well, because he's playing phenomenally again and again. He's knocked on the door, tried to create the chance, and finally he's able to have one slip through. Now with his foot very well wedged in that door, he's going to look to just open it up all the way and secure the first win in this set for his team.
Yeah, looking to get that win, but again, it's this time he has a great opportunity. Surely will slide that across to Ronaldo. Goes for the chip, again the wrong decision, and is he going to be made to regret these? I wonder, because he's had 3 or 4 good opportunities. Will be interesting to see the XG at the end of the game, because he's had a lot and he's given the ball straight back, and now it's one person to beat, and the trick eventually gives him 2 defenders to beat, so that didn't work out too well. And now DK on that counter. Can he make this a little bit interesting for us? Of course, as neutrals, everybody getting behind Bengaluru FC, because we want to see that the battle for the top 4 go all the way down to the wire. Of course, over here, Bengaluru FC still need a draw to keep it alive. But a draw for Bengaluru FC does mean that Chennai FC are then mathematically through. So it's fine margins either side, you'd have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. A win right here for Bengaluru FC is what they need. And like you said, pressure piled up on Chennai and FC Goa if that does end up happening. More so on FC Goa than Chennai, but really important is the fact that Bengaluru FC, they'll be feeling that optimism because like we've talked about, one of their games in their remaining three is against the Titans that are Mumbai City FC, who've looked ever so consistent in the eISL so far. So finding this win right here, right now, will go a long way for them to put that pressure on FC Goa as well as really bring up their motivation and optimism going into the Mumbai City game.
Yeah, definitely. For now, Varsi getting that job done. Had the opportunity to play Neymar in over there, wasted a bit too much time, and now DK can come forward. Can he land a sucker punch with Eusebio bouncing that ball up? Maybe not the best option. Maybe not what he intended to do either way over there. And now, almost running that out of play, the ball will fall kindly for the Hyderabad FC player, and now DK can bring it forward once again. And we have a look and see this is actually a pretty good turn. DK now again not able to get that shot away. And now with Mbappe, will he go for that long range shot? It's opened up nicely, but again tries to force that ball in the middle. I wonder if the long range finesse shot might have been a good option there because he was absolutely wide open.
Ooh, yeah, exactly, right. And we've seen those long range finesse shots used beautifully by players like Ashwin, for example, and really finding a lot of value in that. So I feel like these teams could look for that or just look to create the pressure and deny those opportunities in the first place. We're talking about pressure, niftily done, definitely done in that moment. Oh, wait, I got
Oh no, I think that's the replay.
This is the third time I think this is happening to me. Just getting carried away because I forget to notice the replay at the top and get so excited. My bad in that regard. And again, I have to mention the point that for Varsi, right, in this situation, it's about holding on. Because if you remember our matchups earlier today, Azim, Ashwin had a 2-0 lead, got come back on. Even in the first matchup, there were leads that got come back on. So what we've got to learn is that it's not over till it's over. It's not over till the fat lady sings. So right now, Hyderabad FC will try to make sure that it's not over just yet and try to carry a draw.
Yeah, it's definitely not over. We do see some changes. It is Jorginho off, and we see Pele and Neymar being brought on. So all-out attack, you would have to say, from Hyderabad FC right now. Neymar almost sitting in midfield, and just look at the number of attacking bodies. Needs to search for that right flank, and he does. It's Hakimi over there, not the player you want to take the shot, and again, the wrong decision, but it falls straight to him. There's carnage in the box over there. Don't know what's going on, but again, the ball will fall to Bengaluru FC, and yet another opportunity on the break now for Varsi to close this out. Kante getting forward there as well. Vinny Jr. will he exploit that pace and try to get the ball in? Nope, it will not happen for Varsi so far. And with each passing attack, you would think that Varsi is just going to get more and more nervous that DK is finally going to put together one of those moves. Might well be this one. Neymar Jr. is offside.
Yeah, unfortunately, offside will mean that now Varsi most likely just to control the ball, Azim, especially near the 83-84 minute mark. We see a lot of time management, but a cheap giveaway. R9's got himself into a box, but a heavy touch will remove that opportunity. DK will be ruining his opportunity right there. He's going to be ruining his decision making, and he's going to be wondering how different it could have been, because surely that was the last and the biggest chance he will get, because I'm sure Varsi will not give him another opportunity. Rather going for the sucker punch right there, but didn't go for the cross, had a couple of options in the box.
Yeah, still another opportunity for DK to come forward. He should make that pass now. He's offside and he doesn't. On the right flank now with Hakimi. This ball needs to be played early. It is played early to Pele, waltzing his way through, but again faced the man mountain in the form of Ruben Diaz. And Varsi surely now will just hold on to that ball and try to run it in. Actually, now he has the opportunity. He can probably just try and put the ball into the box. And he... Actually, you know what? DK might just have a chance over here. He's just going to lump this forward as far as it can go. Try to win that header. And might just have the opportunity. Nope. And as the saying goes, a wise man once said, Unfortunately, DK के साथ
Yeah.
ऐसे ही होता है. And it's just not been his tournament. He pushed and pushed and pushed, had a couple of big opportunities there. Both players, in fact, I would say, had big opportunities to score, and just did not work out for them.
Yeah, and at this point, I think today, less of a case where maybe he got unlucky because when he got the ball right there, it was all about composure. We heard this from, for example, Dugal as well earlier today, where he said he's found himself being a lot more composed in that regard, and he was able to find the win because of that. Could have secured that goal with R9, and he's definitely going to be looking back into this match being like, I just needed to calm down in that situation. And unfortunately, like you said, he's not able to make it happen. The win picked up for Varsi, very crucial because now he gives it into the hands of Exognic, one of our top 4 goal scorers, by the way, going up against into the match against Adi Zima, who started off the eISL looking like a very solid defensive player, but since then he hasn't really found his form with the new player patch that had come out with the new players and the cards coming out.
Yeah, and of course, I think he's found himself chasing the games very often with, generally not being DK not being in the best of form. Usually would end up going into his game already a loss or a draw down. And of course, he said that he's a player that thrives under pressure. And well, the pressure is not really on him today. Bengaluru FC are the team under the pressure, and it's a big, big win for them. It's a big win for Varsi, and now Sagnik will try to seal the deal and close it out, get those 3 points in the bag, and march onwards towards, of course, those remaining matches against, I believe it's Odisha FC and also Mumbai City FC that are to come for Bengaluru. So no easy fixtures, no free lunches being handed out in the eISL at the moment, and they'll be boosted, they'll be buoyed, their confidence will be high, having watched FC Goa drop those points just a little while ago. Because it's in their hands. It's in their hands. You win all 3 games, you are through to the top 4. It's just as simple as that now.
Exactly. I mean, of course, if they win all 3 games and FC Goa win their game, they won't be in the top 4, but they get to at least control it and hope that FC Goa in their last game, even if they drop a point, then the wins is what Bengaluru needs to make it happen. But with that, let's have a chat with the winner of this first individual matchup. We've got Varsi on call. So, Varsi, first off, congratulations for the win. It was very close
Thank
though.
you.
So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Yeah, I choked a couple of chances here and there. I feel like मतलब capitalize करना चाहिए था मुझे and yeah, but ठीक है. I got the
Yeah.
win, so the results matter to me.
Of course they do. And of course FC Goa have also dropped points today. तो थोड़ा सा दरवाजा खुल गया तुम लोग के लिए, but still you have to win all your games. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, yeah, it's actually on us. Like we are focusing on our games. That's it. Like हमें अपने तीनों के तीनों games जीतने हैं to make it to the top 4. बाकी respective कौन points drop करता है कौन नहीं, that's up to them. But yeah, like I feel like the league will be decided. Like the top 4 will be decided tomorrow at 4:30. Like when ATK and FC Goa will play.
Yeah, वो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा. बट अगेन what about you throughout this journey? आखिरी स्टेज पे आप पुश कर रहे हो वापस for that top 4. What is it like waking up every morning trying to make sure you get that win on match day? Like, does it play into your game at all? वो pressure आपको affect करता है?
टू बी ऑनेस्ट लाइक अभी उतना प्रेशर नहीं ले रहा हूँ मैं. लाइक सेकेंड हाफ में बिल्कुल ही प्रेशर नहीं लिया. फर्स्ट हाफ में यस मैं प्रेशर लेके काफ़ी खेल रहा था, बट सेकेंड हाफ जब से स्टार्ट हुआ है बिल्कुल ही प्रेशर नहीं लिया. एंड अभी भी टू बी ऑनेस्ट प्रेशर नहीं है. इट्स लाइक कि वी हैव टू जस्ट प्ले आवर ओन गेम एंड या लाइक मेक श्योर वी गेट दोस 3 points now in every game. So yeah.
Yeah, and of course, send all your support to ATKMB to do you a little bit of favor in the end. But all the best for the remaining game. We'll be looking forward to watching Sagnik against Zima. So, looking forward to that. All the best.
Thank you, Zim bhai. Thank you, Fix. Thank you, say sorry.
Well, we've got used to seeing fixes in the chair, but there you go. It's CA, as everyone knows. But yeah, it's interesting to see. We will know tomorrow, 4:30, which way this is going to go. It's all really building up and kicking off, and we're very excited to see how it all pans out.
Hey, and I will say, Fixus is a close buddy, so I'm not against being mistaken for him of all people. But again, like you said, that matchup tomorrow, ATK Mo and Pagan have continuously surprised everyone. You know, when you expect them to pull off an amazing performance, that's when they disappear. When you expect them to disappear, that's when they pull off an amazing performance. They're an
Yeah.
enigma, really, within themselves. So tomorrow, Bengaluru will be hoping for just that, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. For Bengaluru to hope that Exagnic and in his individual matchup needs to secure the win so they can comfortably see those 3 points through.
And of course, we do have a message from some of the hero ISL players from Bengaluru FC for the BFC boys today.
Sagnik and Amanuddin, the Blues are behind you. All the best for your upcoming matches.
Hey Sagnik and Amanuddin, this is Suresh Wangjam. I just want to wish you the best for the rest of your eISL campaign. Good luck guys.
Hi guys, this is Jayesh Rane and I would like to wish Bengaluru FC's eISL team of Sagnik and Amanuddin all the very best for the rest of their campaign. Do well guys.
A very endearing set of messages, I'd say, as it helps really the players get motivated. If they've seen it, I'm not sure if they're watching the broadcast, but I'm sure in later moments they'll catch it and be like, hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they'll be watching the broadcast back and well, sometimes enjoying it, sometimes not quite enjoying. Particularly me saying, "Oh, this guy should have passed the ball," and then they'll be like, "What does this guy know? He hasn't played a pro FIFA game in his life," which is true. But anyway, we head over now to Adizima up against Sagnik. Of course, Sagnik, one of the contenders for that MVP award, has scored a lot of goals, sitting on 42 at the moment in his individual matches, just a little bit off Ankit Gupta. So he's going to be looking to add to his tally and get into the mix and hopefully find himself in those finals where he can further add to that tally. And from the kickoff, immediately, no time to waste, gets going, no backward passing. I think, is it a challenge? Okay, it's not a no backward pass challenge because he immediately passes it back. And Sagnik will be looking to get off to a fast start over here. He will want to get these points in the bag and suddenly just put the pressure on FC Goa, who will be feeling it already after having lost their game. And Chennai and FC also will be feeling that pressure just a little bit. They too have to win their remaining game. So it's not going to be plain sailing. And now it is Neymar Jr. getting in there. It's unfortunate for him that he couldn't quite squeeze through. And now we see the away jersey for Hyderabad FC, the nice royal red jersey. And Adizima is going to be looking to make life difficult for Sagnik for sure.
100%. And it is going to be, it's not going to be an easy matchup, but at the same time for Sagnik. And I think the simple idea is that for Sagnik, not just does he want to pick up the win right here, but also get closer in that MVP slot, right? He's only 3 goals away from Ankit Gupta. So then he'll be able to pull it off. Not just the win in terms of 3 points, but also get closer to Ankit Gupta. But right now, I'm sure all that's in his mind is win the individual, secure the 3 points, keep moving forward to get that top 4. Adizima looking to make that push happen to deny it. And an important point that you mentioned, Azim, is that usually we see Adizima playing on the back foot. So if he can find the opening goal right here, maybe he'll help him out.
Oh my goodness, he sat the keeper down over there. Looked like he'd done everything right, and then gets a bit fortunate with the deflection, and hello, yet again a spanner thrown into the works of a team chasing the top 4. We've seen Chennai and FC's hopes destroyed. Will we see Bengaluru FC's hopes ended here today? Because if they don't win, it is lights out. Of course, with a draw, there's still just that tiny opportunity that maybe they'll be able to sneak into the top 4 if FC Goa lose their game. But yeah, it's going to be very tricky for them if they don't manage to win this. And Adizima has been in great form of late, and he's going to be really looking to pile on that pain. We see Ronaldo almost teleporting with skills over there. That's a new one. And again, it's not Sagnik not quite looking himself away, giving the ball away repeatedly, and he could find himself 2 goals down at this rate.
Exactly. And For ex-Ognik, this is quite unlike what we've seen before. It seems like Adi Zima has come through with renewed vigor. You can see even in his face, just full concentration. When the tongue starts coming out, that's when you know that the gamer is in full focus mode. But from ex-Ognik himself, I feel like he's a player that sometimes does let go of the ball, but when he's able to get a goal back, right, that's when it feels like he's able to get the momentum through. That's why his attack's really crucial right now. He's going to have to make sure they're fluid, because one thing that we know for sure about Adi Zima is he's very compact in defense, very rarely makes mistakes.
Yeah, and of course he's a guy who's just like Ashwin, a very cerebral player. He really thinks about how he wants to approach the game, and you can see, I think he's generally the kind of player who works very well when he has a one-goal lead, because he's excellent on the counter-attack and he knows how to get those long balls in behind, and he knows how to just sit back and frustrate the opposition. He's playing that 4-2-3-1 formation, which of course is very difficult to attack against, but you can see the high press now being used by Sagnik, and again rushing that pass just a little bit, and you know the pressure is on him. He's really going to be feeling it. He knows like his heart's going to be pumping, the adrenaline's going to be coursing through him, and well, sometimes it can work really well, but sometimes the nerves can just make you just try a little bit too hard on occasion. Just try not trust your instincts, not have that composure that you normally would, and again try just passes that are never going to make it through. And as I said, that counter attack, the long ball, this could be 2-0, and Adi Zima couldn't do it. I think he was looking to ball roll the keeper again, and it just didn't happen for him. That really should have been 2-0.
Yeah, that was a guaranteed. It was a 1v1 with the goalkeeper. I mean, you're not going to get a better chance than that. It's quite unfortunate that he's not able to secure it. Might come back to hurt him, because it's going to remind ex-Ognik that, bro, I'm only one goal down. He did not take that opportunity. All I need is one more to push back. But right now, pushing forward is Adi Zima. Away the ball, quite poorly given away. Same though from ex-Ognik, and same from Adi Zima. It's a pinball moment right here as the 1-2 setup now for ex-Ognik. He's on the counter looking to get this goal back.
Yeah, let's see. Again, not picking that right option. It's just not quite happening with Sagnik, who's usually a very calm and cool customer. Feeling the heat a little bit today after going that early goal down, considering that Varsi has done the groundwork or the dirty work before him to get him into a comfortable position. But listen, Adi Zima, he's not an easy nut to crack. He's genuinely one of the hardest defenders to break down, particularly when he has a one-goal lead, because he's so threatening on the counter. And now, can he find the ball through? Maybe Kante would have been a better option over there, but then while taking the shot, particularly on the weaker foot, might have let him down. And you can see immediately, as soon as the pass, there's the defender in the way, with Hullet now trying to play through Ronaldo, when actually the CR7 on the right flank might have been the better option. So it's nervy, it's sweaty palm time, particularly for Bengaluru FC, and he really needs to make sure he doesn't concede, and he's trying to do everything he can to concede at this point to Sagnik. As the ball comes in, and it will be a corner for Adi Zima, who's actually had a couple of decent corner routines himself of late.
Yeah, he really seems to have prepped up in that regard, especially since this corner routine is near the 45th minute mark. I think maybe he's even running down the clock to get it exactly at 45, and he does that, but Van der Sar just plucks it out of the air. So it's not going to be a chance created. Instead, just half time immediately as the lead for Adi Zima. That's not something we were expecting against ex-Sagnik, but he was able to pull off a great performance in the first half. Created a lot more chances than ex-Sagnik himself, but missed a couple too. So I feel like this game's still very much open, but Adi Zima most definitely in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see Sagnik go a little bit more attacking now. We may see him do the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation with the fullbacks involved. But there you can see, I think Adi Zima worked that really well. The first opportunity didn't go in, the second one definitely did. And of course, all hope not lost for Bengaluru FC, even if they do lose this match, considering that Varsi did manage to get the win for himself. They could go and clutch it in co-op, as they did the last time out. I think it was Adi Zima who got a 4-1 win over Varsi, and then it was 2-1 between Sagnik and DK, and then the 5-1 thrashing in the co-op game. So Bengaluru FC will still be confident, even if they go into this third game with the tie dead level. But of course, I don't think they were under quite the same amount of pressure the last time when they had to go into the co-op.
Exactly, and that pressure factor is going to be huge, which is why Exognic, he's got to make a count right here, right now, trying to do exactly that, running down the wing. But a very weird option chosen right there. Both of his players were quite deep into the box, and the pass into the box quite narrow. So none of the players actually even close to it. Instead, a huge long ball set up. R7 is able to control. That's a penalty, and is that even a red card?
Double whammy doesn't usually happen, and we've seen a lot of penalties saved. The mind games have begun from Sagnik. He's just going to keep Van der Sar there. I don't think he's going to make the keeper dive. Oh, he does. And Adizima, well, doesn't fall for the mind games. It's 2-0. We've been here before with V Sharma as well in the last game. Sagnik now needs to bring out all the big guns, pull out all the stops, if he is to try and get those 3 points guaranteed. Otherwise, it's going to go to the jeopardy of game 3 where anything can happen.
And at this point, given the fact that anything can happen, I think, like you said, Azim, it's not going to be nearly the same as their last co-op game. Because we've seen this from Bengaluru FC in the past. They're a team that plays so damn well when they're not feeling the pressure, when they're not letting that pressure affect their gameplay. And if they do end up losing this, they already know, as we talked about with Varsi as well, they need every single win to secure their top 4 slot. Even a draw will put their chances for top 4 in great jeopardy, and really put the ball in ATK Mohan Bagan's court, rely on them to take down FC Goa. For now though, 2-0 down with about 35 minutes so left on the in-game clock. Still plenty of time, I'd say, to at least pull off 2 goals and a comeback, and trying to do exactly that is Varsi.
Oh, just ran into traffic over there, you'd have to say. And well, I think the one team that will be watching this with a lot of anticipation will be Chennai FC, because any drop points for Bengaluru FC today basically guarantees Chennai FC that top 4 spot as well. And then the magic number suddenly comes down to 33. So for FC Goa, they would just need that 1 point from ATKMB. Although because of their inferior goal difference, it might not. They still need 34. So still so many permutations and combinations left. Right, Varsi did say that it's going to come down to tomorrow, and Bengaluru FC now are going to have to do this the hard way. 2 goals down is Sagnik, and well, Adizima, he knows that he can boost Hyderabad FC up into potentially 9th place and beyond if they can if Bengaluru FC's bad run of results continues.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think the way it is set up on the leaderboard, yeah, Bengaluru FC right now on 25 points. If they lose this matchup into the, of course, lose this individual game and the co-op, their journey will be right then and there over, because 31 will be the max they can achieve, and suddenly FC Goa will be feeling quite happy despite the not the great day in the office they had earlier on. So they'll be looking at this with rapt attention. But talking about that attention, Exognic trying to create the space. Usually he's very deft in those small areas. He's very flair-like with his ability to get the ball out, but today he's not been able to create it. Instead, Neymar on the other side, Adizima, can he finish it? That's another penalty.
It's another penalty. Oh my goodness, it's all absolutely going not the plan. Is it going to be the same? No, this time Adizima sends him the other way. It is 3-0. And Adizima getting that job done. Sue goes CR7. And it's all falling apart. You would have expected Sagnik, being the form player, to really stamp his authority on this game. But he's going to have to really dust himself down. And now really the importance of that win that Varsi managed to hold on to really starting to show up. Because if Varsi had dropped a point, Bengaluru FC would already at this point be out.
At this point, that 1-0 win that Varsi was able to secure, it's going to give some hope for Bengaluru FC moving into the co-op. And given the fact, again, statistically, Bengaluru FC should be able to secure that co-op. But today, I feel like both Adizima and DK have looked very free in the way they're playing. DK, of course, was not able to actually convert them into chances. In that regard, he'll have the help of Adizima. But right now, Adizima is not content with 3. Looking for more with that far post cross, not able to find it just yet. And at this point, Sagnik, it's almost impossible that he comes back from 3-0 down, more or less playing just for the individual goals for the MVP.
And again, making a terrible decision over there to go for the pass when the shot was most definitely on. And yeah, it looks like Adesima, well, don't forget, he did score 4 goals the last time he played Bengaluru FC and still ended up on the losing team. Might well happen again, and he's absolutely toying with Sagnik. I think he just wants to lower his confidence, really, nutmeg him, rainbow kick him, get him really annoyed and flustered before that co-op game. Because even those few things do matter. If it's just a 3-0, it's fine. But if it's a humiliating 3-0 where you've got tricks and the player running circles around you, that does impact your mindset going into the next game as well.
100%. And that mindset is a crucial part of securing the victory in that final co-op game. We've seen many a teams look absolute monsters in their co-op, but when it came to the latter part of this league stage, they fall in prey. But right now, Sagnik just looking for a goal, but Lady Luck just denies him. It's like, I refuse. You've made too many bad decisions, so now I'm going to give you a little bit of luck. And hitting the literal part of the crossbar, like the edge where the top and the vertical and the horizontal line meet, and it will mean that just like that, it is more or less over now. Replay of that third goal. A couple of penalties picked up, and I want to talk about that, Azim, for a second, because it is really coming down those penalties to the fact that what we saw from Adesima for the first goal, even for the opportunity he missed with R9, that 1v1, he keeps going for those ball rolls in the final third, and that's catching Sagnik off guard because he keeps aggressing with his goalkeeper.
Yeah, and again, that's the catch-22 you find yourself again against Zima when, as I did say, that when you give him an early lead, he is such a dangerous player to play against, because if you that's a nice one for using Hakimi over there. And can Sagnik just try to get one goal back, I wonder, just to do his confidence a little bit of good going into that co-op, just so that he remembers the feeling of hitting the back of the net, because he will need to do that in game 3 if Bengaluru FC have to survive. But coming back to what I was saying about Adesima, if you sit too deep, he'll just run rings around you. If you sit too high, he'll play those long balls in behind, potentially win penalties, create chances. So very, very tricky customer, always tends to do the right thing. And we see a screamer from Sagnik over there, and Zima will be annoyed. He always wants to keep a clean sheet. And 87 minutes on the clock, so not much to change the outcome of this game. But as I said, just that feeling of the ball hitting the back of the net can potentially be game-changing for Sagnik going into game 3.
And I think exactly, right, that extra bit of, I would say, silver lining to just make you realize, you know what, I messed it up in the earlier parts, but I've still got it. I've still got the capability, and he might make it 2 in the bag right here. An easy setup for R9. He pulls it off, and yes, of course, it's not possible to draw it off. Yeah, because there's only 30 seconds left unless Adesima literally hands him a free gift. No, that's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, he kicks the ball out and it goes, but Sagnik, well, making it look a lot closer than it was eventually, finding his shooting boots a little too late in that game. It is 3-2, and Adesima will be irritated with himself, not just for the fact that his clean sheet is gone. Also, they would have handed the momentum just a little bit to Sagnik going into game 3, and momentum, as we have seen, can be just so crucial going into that co-op game. We saw it with Odisha FC in our first match of the day, where the momentum of getting that win in game 2 really turned the tide of that game after 5-0 defeat to come back and win one of the games of the season. But for now, Adesima getting the win. It is dead level. This is the crunch game for Bengaluru FC. They have to win.
And I think you said it perfectly, that the mood is going to be so important in the sense that Adesima most definitely going to be feeling a little annoyed because he was dominating the match till those last few minutes, and then he gave away at least one free goal. Maybe, of course, that one screamer from Sagnik is not something that Adesima could have influenced completely, but that cheap giveaway for the second, that's something that's going to make him be feeling very, very annoyed as compared to Sagnik, who's going to be like, you know what? These guys made some errors as well. I made some errors as well. I just need to reset and hope that they don't. And together with Varsi, I will be able to find the win. But it's easier said than done because, of course, a lot of pressure because of the amount of stakes on the line right here in this matchup. If Bengaluru lose this, then they are out of top 4 contention. If Bengaluru draw this, then suddenly that top 4 contention is not exactly in their hands. It's more reliant on what the matchup between FC Goa, the last matchup for FC Goa results in. But if Bengaluru is able to pick up the win, then they'll have a lot of motivation knowing that they can fumble as long as they pick up the 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you go. We did see this one as well from Adizima. 2 penalties being conceded, not something you usually see. And was Adizima peeking to see where what Sagnik's doing? Where are the fingers going? But yeah, it got the job done eventually. Little bit of mind games over there, just pretending to peek at the controller, and this time wasting absolutely no time and getting that job done. But yeah, it's real crunch time now for Bengaluru FC. And of course, you know what? For Bengaluru FC, a win over here also keeps that pressure on Chennai FC. Who, again, just have that one game in hand. And if they don't win, again, that mathematically allows Bengaluru FC to potentially overtake them. So it leaves 2 doors open for them if they get the win today. It keeps pressure on 2 teams, and that's exactly what they'll want to do.
Most definitely, Azim. 2 teams have been secured in our top 4 runs so far. The other 2 teams remaining being pressured by Bengaluru FC as they look to persevere and find their way into the top 4. It's easier said than done, I think, because for Bengaluru, they're sure to be thinking about this every moment before they run into a match, every second as they make a play itself, and that does kind of affect them.
Yep, it absolutely does. But, what can affect you is Terra Virtua, which is, of course, an entertainment-based metaverse platform with a lot of fun Hero ISL stuff. So, check it out.
Terra Virtua, of course, bringing you closer to the Hero ISL, letting you have a moment that you can capture for yourself, your favorite moments, of course. But now, getting ready for this co-op matchup. Just a quick reminder for our viewers, the first individual matchup won by Varsi, the second individual matchup won by Adizima. So we now go into the co-op, all 3 points of the line.
Yeah, everything to play for over here, and for Bengaluru FC. Again, I think there will be a relief that Varsi managed to get that win. Sagnik will be, feeling a little bit better having got those 2 goals back. So he definitely needs to bring his A game for this one. We've been in the same situation before, and Bengaluru FC have absolutely romped Hyderabad 5-1 the last time out. And here we go. It's time for kickoff. Will be interesting to note also which player's starting lineup is going to be chosen, particularly for Bengaluru FC, considering that it does look like it's going to be Sagnik's, because it is Vieira there in the defense. I do wonder if the Vieira being there potentially was one of the reasons why Hyderabad FC were able to exploit those gaps in behind so much, because not necessarily the fastest defender you can have over there, especially when compared to the likes of a Varane or a Rudiger or a Marquinhos even. But there you go. On the counter-attack, an early start, an early intent being shown by Bengaluru FC over there, but Hyderabad looking to switch that play around immediately, winning the ball now with Mbappe, and overcommitted over there on defense. Big moment for Bengaluru FC. They need to make this count, and they can't quite. It's a shot on target, but the corner.
Very, very close moments right now, Azim, and I really want to mention this one thing, that I feel like the first goal is so key, because we talked to Varsi after he was able to get the 1-0 win. He told us the pressure was really relieved after that first half because he was able to create that lead. Same for Adizima. Creating the initial lead helped him out throughout the matchup. So I think being able to secure that initial advantage will be absolutely crucial in this co-op as well, momentum-wise. So far, it's just come down to both of these teams trying to create these key chances. Now, we do see that Gullit-Kante combination that we've seen a lot does mean that it's much harder to get those long balls through. So it's quite interesting because we saw Adizima going for quite a few of those long balls. So I'm curious to see how that works out.
Yeah, and while this is happening, we have, oh my goodness, smashed into the top corner there. from Hyderabad FC. Oh my goodness. That is a turn up for the books. We were expecting Bengaluru FC to be the team that would be doing the business in co-op. But here, a hammer blow to their top 4 chances. Now they need 2 goals. And what a screamer smashed into the top corner. Bengaluru FC, let's see what you got.
And Hyderabad FC, like giving us an example for a point we always talk about, which is just at certain moments, weak foot, strong foot, doesn't matter. You just got to take the shot and time it to perfection. They do exactly that, taking an early lead in this matchup, piling the pressure on Bengaluru FC. They cannot afford to lose right here. It will guarantee our top 4 right now, with the future matches simply being played for seeding for the rest of the teams. But Bengaluru FC, they seem to just not be able to find their groove, and it's quite surprising because we expect them to be strong in this co-op.
Yeah, well, I think the good news for them at least is that they have plenty of time to try and change and to impact this. Of course, Hyderabad FC will be pushing and looking to finish the season ahead of Bengaluru FC, which potentially they can, because there's a couple of tough matches for Bengaluru FC as well. It's Odisha FC, who we've seen today, have shown that they're capable of beating anyone, and of course Mumbai City FC. So Bengaluru don't win all 3 remaining matches, we could actually see Hyderabad sneak into that 6th spot, which might not be the worst end of the season for them, trying to get that shot away, but kicking thin air over there was R9, and unfortunate. But what Bengaluru FC absolutely cannot allow is a second goal, because that I'm pretty sure then is curtains for them.
Nights out it might be, but right now they're trying to pull it back. Slight scuff shot right there. You can see the disappointment. A pause being called out. I wonder if they're going to make a tactical change. I mean, if there was ever a time for it, it is now. They've got to go all guns blazing.
Yeah, they really do need to. And of course, you can catch the Hero ISL semi-final first leg on the 11th of March at 7:30 p.m. It's really hotting up in the real world of football as well. Of course, Jamshedpur FC crowned the champions, or the Shield winners, shall we say, of course, securing themselves the Asian Cup qualifications as well, and all the fun stuff that comes with that. And there we go. We see Mbappe now getting in, and I wonder if it was Ruben Diaz in that position, would he be getting past and getting those balls in? I wonder if Vieira being there at centre back is actually a liability for Bengaluru FC right now.
Yeah, potentially, and we've seen this issue before in the past as well, where Vieira is just not able to give the same value that, say, a Team of the Year card would. But goals are what's going to help them get back. Now, a really nice flick into a shot by R7 had my heart in my mouth for a second, so I'm sure it did for Bengaluru FC too, but they're going to have to pull it back quick, because they did try to set up the counter, but immediately denied by Hyderabad.
Yeah, and you can see again the defensive solidity that Ruben Diaz was able to give you over there, particularly the physical presence, just is able to absolutely bulldoze people off the ball, and cheap giveaways like that cannot work for Bengaluru FC. I'm sure their hearts will be pumping. They will have the sweatiest palms we have ever seen in the eISL, because it could be good night for them and their chances of that top 4 right here. Need to get at least 1 goal to keep some semblance of hope alive, because of the drop points for FC Goa, and might just be able to do that. But right now they need to keep it going. There is still the opportunity to score. There's plenty of time, still an entire half of football to play after this, and need now to keep their focus, keep the composure, and it's that key word that we keep bringing up, composure, which has been lacking for Bengaluru FC today.
Most definitely, and composure is what they're going to have to find in this push right here. Getting that goal back would be crucial, and Gullit almost able to push into the box and try to make it happen, but the touch was slightly too heavy, and because of which they're just not able to find the shot. Now Hyderabad on the counter, they've got the ball back just as they lost it, and easily a ball roll into a shot. That's 2-0. Is it going to be lights out, nights out for Bengaluru?
Oh, that's a terrible individual error over there at the back.
Yeah.
Absolutely no need for that little trick in the box. I mean, at this moment, and you can see maybe it was Varsi who did that, who has his head in his hands, and they need to pick themselves up. Listen, at 2-0, it's still not over. There's an entire half to play. Get 1 goal back early in this half. Just have a look at Dougal in that last game and the way he's managed to come back. But really, you cannot afford these cheap giveaways of possession, and I think Hyderabad FC have really rattled them today. That's a smashing ball in this time with CR7, and the goal is back. And there you go, Bengaluru FC right back in it. Exactly what they needed just before halftime.
That is the key point, I think, Azim. Right before halftime, we've seen that key goal result in many a comeback before, so Bengaluru FC will be counting on just that. You can see now, leaning towards the monitor, they have their faces in full focus mode, game face mode, really, as they look to push forward and find that comeback right here. And they've got the 45th minute attack possibility to try and even make it 2-2 in this half itself. Setting up the move right here. They're running out of time, can't afford to go back towards the center of the half, and they do just that. That will mean halftime comes through, a 2-1 lead for Hyderabad, but the game not even close to being over just yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a pulsating next 45 minutes. It has to be a fine balance for Bengaluru FC because they still do need to leave the players behind, because Adesima is one of those who, if he sees those fullbacks being pushed up into attacking positions, he's going to make sure he finds the forwards on the counter attack in those wide areas. And this unnecessary shot fake over there. I mean, you'd rather just put the ball out for a corner in that moment if you feel you're not going to be able to control it. And again, a potentially key moment in the season of Bengaluru FC right there. It's Pele on for Messi and Vinicius on for Eusebio. So half-time substitutions for both teams over here. Both teams looking to go for broke. And Hyderabad FC now good position with Mbappe over here, almost waltzing straight through. And now Mbappe at the other end will go up, find Hullet. Plenty of space on that right flank for Vinicius Jr. And CR7 now. The sliding tackle unnecessary over there. Cut back. And Ronaldo in, and couldn't. Decided to pass the ball out. Could have actually done so many different things there. A ball roll, a fake, a different pass direction. And now it's Mbappe on the ball, managing to keep it, goes back out to Cancelo. This is so nervy already. The pressure is on Hyderabad FC early on in the second half. Bengaluru need to make this count. I think CR7 is offside there. He is not. Ball falls to R9 and it will fizzle out, and Hyderabad FC now will look for that ball down the left flank, I'm quite certain. Well, this time it's covered off well, and a bit too early to be running towards your own goal and trying to see it out, but that's the situation Hyderabad FC are in right now.
Oh boy, they're going to remember that opportunity if this game ends up going the way it is right now, because Azim, that single opportunity could have pulled them back so early into this half, could have given them a clear route to victory. I mean, you mentioned all of the great options. A very simple option they could go for is even a shot. Even if they got a corner or a rebound off of that, it wouldn't be as bad as it was right in that moment. But hey, right now they need to forget that happened. They need to reset and create another to try and push through and try to do exactly that. But just not able to find the correct move into the box. A key tackle will mean the Hyderabad recover, but another key tackle from Gullit will mean, again, Bengaluru on the attack, but maybe too much individual pressure, because I feel like one single player is trying to create too many opportunities instead of just playing quick passes.
Yeah, and again, case in point, they're just twisting and turning for no real reason. And pause cued. This could be a massive moment. Shot taken, but blazed over the bar. I wonder if it was deflected. But yeah, there we go. It is still 2-1 for Bengaluru FC. A minimum of one goal required to keep their hopes alive over here. 2 goals would see them move into a reasonably decent position going up into those final 2 games. But they need to get to at least that 26-point mark today. They are sitting on 25 with FC Goa dropping points. It opens the door for them very slightly, but of course relies then entirely on FC Goa losing to ATKMB. And well, we do know that it's possible that might happen, but it all depends on whether they can get at least that one goal back.
Yeah, exactly. That single goal is they need it right now to try and find the win, but
Oh my goodness.
What?
Even more jeopardy. Looks like there's been a server error, and well, there's going to be 30 minutes played out with potentially with fresh legs on the pitch. So this is all the drama, all the action happening right here. And this seems to happen in Hyderabad FC games more often than not. because we've seen this happen with Northeast United FC as well. Although in that moment there were just 4 or 5 minutes to replay, and Adizima can have a laugh about it, but you can see and feel the tension and the pressure on that Bengaluru FC bench. They need to get that one goal back, at
Really
least,
need.
I would say.
Exactly, right? The one goal will keep them sort of alive in this matchup immediately. So that's what is important for them right now. That's the focus. After they get that one goal, maybe they can think about the win right there. But right now, it's that goal. But it's really going to be these players feeling a lot of pressure, Azim, because suddenly all of the momentum that Hyderabad had is going to be denied with this pause. All of the pressure that Bengaluru FC was feeling is going to be compounded with this pause. You can see Varsi just holding his face in his hands. He knows how crucial this matchup is right now, and he knows that if this continues the way it is, all of their hard work will be in vain. They won't be able to secure the top 4 spot.
Yeah, Varsi there, just trying to get himself composed, get some deep breathing going. I think he's still beating himself up about that one mistaken defense that caused, or potentially maybe a missed chance. But yeah, it was always going to end up in tears for one of the teams at some point. But I think I would look at the positives from Bengaluru FC, because right now they have a chance to set up the team exactly the way they want to tactically, without not needing pauses to do it. They can literally just set constant pressure from the word go, because there's only 30 minutes left to play, and then make a couple of substitutions later on, or one substitution later on as well. So they can really chase this game. Sagnik trying to be the one with the cool head. Of course, he was the guy who couldn't get the win, but Varsi there needs to get his head up. There's still plenty of time. We've seen V. Sharma score 2 goals in 4 minutes today. We've seen Duggal score 2 goals in 10 minutes today. It's the day of comebacks. If there's any day for Bengaluru FC to come back, this is the day that the universe seems to favor it. And yeah, I think it will be Hyderabad FC in possession when we start, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this ends up going out. If I'm not mistaken, there were about 37 minutes or so left in the half. I assume it gets rounded off to 37, and then when the ball goes out, because of course they have to account for extra time right there. So it's going to be interesting how the teams were able to maintain their composure throughout this. But right now, it is just the simple fact that for Bengaluru FC, this is a chance at a comeback. 32 minutes is the exact number that we've gotten, but it's going to come down to that composure factor, Azim. They had to wait a couple minutes while the lobby was being reset, so they had to maintain their calm in those minutes, because while you're playing the game, you can just keep going and going and going, but when you suddenly get that small break, it can cause a lot of issues, or it can give you a moment to take a deep breath.
Yeah, and a deep breath was taken over there. Maybe a chip might have been the best option, but the ball will come back. You can see now Bengaluru FC, it looks like they're playing pretty much 3 at the back over here. Ruud Hullet getting into those wide areas. Now CR7 is the free pass available, not found. Another bad giveaway, but will that ball be won by Cancelo? It will not. So now there's basically 25 minutes left for Bengaluru FC to find a minimum of 1 goal, or Hyderabad FC to potentially finish this off with CR7 at the back post. The header won by Hakimi, and the ball will fall. A pause already queued over there. Looks like they might be going to constant pressure immediately, or maybe going to a 3 at the back formation, and Hyderabad FC will be looking to eat up as much time as they can. There's only 11 minutes now. Oh no, not 11 minutes, 21 minutes. And oh my goodness, it's what jeopardy we have over here. Hyderabad FC taking their time, and I think that's offside. Yeah, it is offside, and Bengaluru FC will get their pause as well. And now definitely look to go for the kill. At least 1 goal is what they need.
At least 1 goal is the name of the game right now, but they've not got a lot of time to make it happen, Azim. Every single second on the clock hurts them that much more, and every single second makes it that much more harder for them to pull it off. A reminder for why we're saying this, because the way the leaderboard is set up, Bengaluru, if they lose this, they will not be able to get close to the teams in the top 4, and we'll have to see what they planned to try and deny that. Now, about 21 minutes left on the clock, 20 minutes right now. It's going to come down to what Bengaluru is able to do in this first attack right here, and they're able to set up
Offside.
online, but offside.
Ooh. It had opened up perfectly over there. And now with just a reminder again that we will be playing up to 32 minutes. But will it all be over before that? Van der Sar comes out. The clutch punch over there. And again, the composure completely lost from Bengaluru FC. I think they just need to calm down a little bit, take their time and build their moves just a little bit more. That's much better. Winning the ball back. Cannot rush those passes. There is time. Again, an unnecessarily rushed pass, and it does look like it's whoever is on the red cursor that's trying to rush that a little bit too much. Onside this time is Mbappe. Needs to be the right pass. It is the right pass. It's deflected and in. It's a deflection.
Oh my God.
Bengaluru FC are back in it. The scores right now are dead level, and there is looks like 14 minutes left to play, where they could potentially still win this game, but Hyderabad FC could potentially steal it back away from them. So what do Bengaluru FC do right now? Because a draw keeps them just about in it, and a loss completely... oh my goodness, Marquinhos with the biggest of big interceptions over there. 10 minutes to play. Bengaluru FC, again a cheap giveaway. It's all happening.
Exactly, Azim. It's all going down right now with this match going down to the wire. Both of these teams giving it their all, giving it every single thing they've got to try and find the win right here, but just not able to do so. 2-2 on the board right now. Marquinhos putting my heart in my mouth with that setup right there. Gives the ball straight back to the right wing of Bengaluru, but they're just not able to find their way in. Cleared out by Hyderabad as they now look to set up their counter.
Yeah, on the counter attack they go, and oh, that's a big ball played in behind. Will he go for the chip? He does. Is it going off the line? It is off the line. Oh my goodness. Bengaluru FC surviving by the skin of their teeth. There are 3 or 4 minutes left to be played, and oh my god, because they are going for broke right now, it's all over the place. Hyderabad FC will have chances as well to slide that ball in. It's not going to fall to them. Last 2 minutes to play for Hyderabad FC over here to get the ball. Will that be won by Marquinhos? It is won back, and this is it. Last chance saloon. Bengaluru FC, what do you got? Well, they've got the ball given back to Hyderabad. That's what they've got, and 32 minutes. Now it's whether the ball goes out of play or not. Oh my goodness, Hyderabad FC could end it right here. It's not over. And Bengaluru FC will survive. They will survive.
And the ball is not...
But no, the ball is not out of play just yet. So who will put it out of play? Nobody seems to want to put it out of play. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? And will this be permitted? As it's the goal. It is the goal for Hyderabad FC, but oh my goodness, there's a bit of drama attached here, because surely that should have been the final whistle. But I guess Hyderabad FC's counter will be like, if you wanted the game to end, you should have just kicked the ball out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they had the option to do so and they chose not to. So I think they will have to now take the consequences as they are, right? Because if Bengaluru FC was afraid of that, especially lobbing the ball, I feel like I would understand if they passed out the ball with the keeper and tried to build it up. But instead, they kick the ball and try to get a quick counter, and surely that's an error. Surely that's an error that Hyderabad FC is now able to get the goal scored and the win through. It's what it tells us on the screen as well, so I'm going to assume that's how it is going to be. Heartbreak for Bengaluru's FC. They're out.
Yeah, and well, we'll just wait for confirmation as to whether that final goal will be counted. It does look like that seems to be the case, because technically, with that goal kick, the game would have been brought to an end if we were playing the full original 90 minutes. So it does look like, well, what jeopardy to end it on finally. And I'm sure there was lots of laughing and joking happening early in the game, and just before kickoff, I don't think there's going to be any smiling faces on that Bengaluru FC bench right now.
Yeah, Bengaluru FC are going to just be absolutely shattered. Their hearts breaking. I'll tell you who's really happy if this result currently stands. FC Goa and Chennai FC. Neither of them had the greatest days in the office today. But Bengaluru stumbling and fumbling, not able to pick up even a single point. Hyderabad will be the saviors of FC Goa and Chennai FC. And this mistake right there could have meant it all. If that mistake didn't happen, I feel like it just demoralized them to a large extent.
Yeah, of course, when you've made an individual error as a player like that, and you can see, I think it was DK over there with the ball roll and the finish who capitalized on that. But yeah, there we go. It is well, it's not a great day. It looked like they were finally getting their flow in. It was a beautifully worked move over there. But I do think the restart actually impacted Hyderabad FC more than it did Bengaluru because they managed to get the goal back. And you know what? Honestly, I would have just stuck out and said, "Listen, if we're getting 2-2, so be it. We'll put our money on 80 kmb. We'll keep FC Goa under pressure." Because regardless of whether it was a draw or a loss for them, they were still relying on 80 kmb doing them a favor. Yes, it could have been earlier a draw for FC Goa would have been enough for them, but it's just I think a little bit of naivety. We would have to say you can't blame them for chasing that win at the final moment, but also equally you can't blame Hyderabad FC for putting that ball in the back of the net when they had the chance.
And yeah, at this point, I think they are going to go back throughout this entire set and break down every single moment, every single decision that went wrong. I think especially for Sagnik, he's in that top 4 player list still, but not going to be in contention for MVP because, of course, the players in competition with him are going to get to play the extra playoffs games, which he's not going to. And he's going to be thinking, what did I do wrong? Because he was just not able to find his groove in his own individual matchups. That individual mistake, as you mentioned, they're going to think about that. They're going to think about the fact that they could have ended it at 2-2, kept it alive. But right now, it's all about Hyderabad FC who found the win. So let's take a look at which player is able to secure the hero of the match. And I assume, of course, it is Adi Zima, played phenomenally throughout.
Yeah, of course, scoring his 3 goals and getting 2 in the co-op as well. Of course, that was the 1 goal for DK in the middle, capitalizing on that mistake from one of the Bengaluru FC boys, potentially title-defining or rather season-defining mistake for them. And it's really cruel when it comes down to just those individual moments, one missed chance, one defensive error. But I mean, that's the jeopardy of playing a FIFA at this level, and that's the excitement of the eISL for you.
Oh yeah, the excitement of the eISL has most definitely been witnessed today, Azim. We had such intense matchups. Honestly, I wasn't expecting us to have finished off our hunt for the top 4 today. But I think given the intensity of the matchups and the way Hyderabad FC played, the way Odisha FC played, it is making sure that even though we have our top 4, now the seeding battle starts and it can go either way. We're talking about intensity. You can catch the Hero ISL semifinals 1 today right after this, and that itself is going to be one hell of an intense matchup.
Yeah, of course. And of course, it is Jamshedpur FC against Kerala Blasters on the 11th of March as well. So you can check that out. But for now, I guess it's been a enthralling and exciting day for both of us. I think they just jam-packed all the tension that we were supposed to get over 3 days and put it into one brief package for us. And I guess we can expect now that the top 4 is sort of decided. We'll see a lot more openness and freedom from all the players, and which will hopefully mean to more goals, more gag substitutions, more of Jonjo Shelby and Marwan Fellaini on the pitch. So let's see if that's what we're treated to for the next couple of days.
I mean, as an Arsenal fan myself, I want to see a bit more of the Emil Smith-Rowes, maybe a Bukayo Saka in there. But for now, let's head on over to the Terra Virtua Super moment. And I think it has to be that final goal. Yeah, it is the end of Bengaluru FC's journey. Their choice to kick it out in a beautiful long ball set up from Mbappe made the right decision. And right here, I think it starts off where they could have kicked it out here, Azim, but instead they go for the lob, and I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure at all.
No, but I mean, the policy generally would have been that you would keep playing till the whistle was blown. So I don't understand why they didn't just pass the ball out from the back.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have just made more sense rather than that 50-50 ball. And of course, then the potential chance of losing everything. And there you go. You can see the disappointment, just that stone-faced gaze from all of these guys over there. It's not the way they wanted it to end. They would have gone in today. Varsi said that it will be decided by 4:30 p.m. Tomorrow. It looks like it's been decided by 7 p.m. today, unfortunately. And let's have a look at the leaderboard now.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt, I think, for them definitely. But I hope that they're able to just say, you know what, we had a bad day, and that's all it was. We're gonna look to end it off on a good note and push on forward because, of course, I'm sure there's many, many more opportunities to come for talented lads like themselves. But today was a bad day for almost all top teams. Chennai and FC
Yeah.
stumbled, Goa stumbled, Bengaluru stumbled, but Mumbai City FC, of course, the consistent ones able to pick up the win, secure their slot. They're now again in the hunt for that first spot, and that's going to be an interesting battle itself. The key narrative, I guess, for us to look forward to.
Yeah, and it does look like it will settle down as being Chennai and FC in that second potential place, and we do see the scorecard over there. Varsi doing his job. Adi Zima really coming up clutch against Sagnik over there, getting the 3-goal lead, and well, the absolute mayhem that was the last 30 minutes of Game 3. Really heartbreaking for Bengaluru FC, but somebody who will be pretty pleased about. He's gone through plenty of heartbreak in the tournament so far. Adi Zima is here to chat with us, and Adi bhai, very stressful game, particularly Game 3. तो कैसा लग रहा? How are you feeling about that win?
To be honest, I don't know why, but I wanted Bangalore in top 4. And मैं third goal मार रहा और मुझको खराब फील हो रहा था. But like Sagnik and Varsi बहुत पुराने दोस्त हैं, so I wanted them to be in top 4. But मतलब आप सोचो जा रहा हूँ लास्ट में और फिर second thoughts आ रहे हैं कि नहीं हाँ नहीं.
I mean, fair, right? But at the end, of course, आपको आपका बस देना
वो
था.
अभी-
You played very well today. So I wanted to ask you personally, आपके लिए थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे जैसा tournament रहा है, but ending it off on a better note, how does that make you feel?
I think 2 games और बाकी है, and I'm trying to go for the most individual wins in the tournament. I'm right there.
Right.
And you said the tournament. I feel like our tournament was very unlucky. Goa और हमारे match wins बिल्कुल बराबर है, and we have played 1 game less, and they are sitting in top 4, and we are like bottom 3. तो hoping कि next year
Yeah.
बहुत अपनी mistake से सीखूंगा.
Yeah. No, but definitely, you guys still आपका अभी भी chance है if results go your way कि potentially 6th या 7th तक भी जा सकते हो up the table if Bengaluru FC's results don't go their way, Jamshedpur FC as well. So obviously top 4 नहीं हुआ है, but generally what is your biggest takeaways from the season so far?
See, before this tournament, I always used to practice 1v1. कि फ्रेंडली पूछा रहता था सारे प्रो प्लेयर्स से कि लेट्स प्रैक्टिस कि आप 1v1 प्लेयर अच्छे हो तो आई फेल्ट लाइक कि 2v2 भी हो गए हो, बट विच आई फेल्ट लाइक नहीं है. आई वॉजंट द बेस्ट कोऑप पार्टनर आई फेल्ट लाइक इन दिस टूर्नामेंट, सो आई विल प्रैक्टिस दैट मोर. कम्युनिकेशन गैप आ रहा था इन सम विद अस इन स्टार्टिंग, तो आई थिंक हमने इवेंचुअली जाके वो फिगर आउट करा. तो वही है कि 2v2 टूर्नामेंट इट्स कितना डिफरेंट होता है एज कम्पेयर टू 1v1. It doesn't matter if you're a good 1v1 player, 2v2 is totally a different concept.
100%. I think वो 2v2 synergy बहुत important रही है, but today आपकी वो synergy आपको जीत दिलाई, and of course congratulations for that victory, congratulations for being the hero of the match, and good luck on your hope to get that record of the most individual wins. उसके बारे में ज़रूर हम भी बात करेंगे.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was I mean, Adi's been one of those very consistent players throughout the tournament. He's actually considerably won a large percentage of his matches, so definitely would be personally disappointing for him to not be in that top 4, but hey, sometimes that's just how it works. But how it works on Terra Virtua, which is of course an entertainment-based metaverse platform, is that you can get some of your favorite hero ISL moments, animations, trading cards, mascots, all that fun stuff. Check it out right now.
Well, a chance for you to collect some beautiful moments from the Hero ISL itself and make it your own almost in a way because of Terra Virtua. But this chance, of course, for all of these players is there because of some key partners. So a big thank you, of course, for the eISL powered by Coca-Cola with Hero as our associate sponsor. Nordwind Gaming as our esports partner, PlayStation as our platform partner, and Terra Virtua as our digital collectibles partner. And with that, Azim, we mark the end of our match day today. We secured our top 4, but still many narratives in play, like the individual wins one, the hunt for the top 1, and now the seedings battle as the teams in the playoffs look to secure key matchups for themselves. So all of this will be back on tomorrow when the eISL resumes. But for today, bye-bye.